Audi has kicked off 2021 with this, the updated A4. Now the previous facelift was rather incremental, but changes to this one are a lot more prominent. Some on the exterior, some on the interior, and a big one under the bonnet. Have they made the A4 better? Is something we're going to find out today. But before that, make sure to subscribe to Top Gear India and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. The updates to the A4 have come just a shade before the launch of the new BMW 3 Series long wheelbase. And while that may seem like a hurdle in the very near future, the A4 still has a lot to go by. The design for one is posh and typically German. The LED headlamps now get a new design, and the wide hexagonal grille has now been touched up with a healthy dose of chrome. The bumpers too have been redesigned, and although subtle, it is noticeably a newer and more modern car this time round. Over to the side, the silhouette hasn't changed, but there are some changes like the creases on the body. The wheels, however, could have had a bit more pop. They seem just a bit too plain right now. The rear, like the front, is subtle and svelte with minimal drama. It is a rather handsome car. Now the interior of the Audi A4 was never really a problem, and with this one things haven't changed much because it is a clear case of if it ain't broke, why fix it? Everything else is very familiar to the older car, and there really is not a problem here. The switchgear looks crisp, it is very well built, it is built to last, and quality of everything in here is top notch. What this update gets though is this updated touchscreen infotainment system. It is a 10.1 inch with Audi's latest MMI, which means you no longer have those toggle controls that you used to have here, and that has freed up space down here. You get a nifty little cubby hole, perfect for your sanitizer, your masks, even your keys and stuff like that. So it's really very useful. And again, like I said, there really is nothing to fault with this cabin. It is built top level. It is right up there with the best. And honestly, there are no complaints. I'm really trying to find any faults. If aesthetics are your thing, then maybe this touchscreen isn't the best because it does feel like a slap-on. But apart from that, it is really impressive. The features are in abundance as well. You get 3-zone climate control, wireless charging, a fully digital instrument cluster that is highly customizable, and so much more. The seats too are nice and comfy, and of course there is also a sunroof. Now one of the more bigger changes on the A4 is the engine. You now have a 2-liter turbo petrol engine making 187 bhp. It's the same engine that does duties in the Škoda Superb and the Audi Q2. It's mated to a 7-speed DSG gearbox. 0 to 100 is 7.3 seconds, top speed of about 241 kph. Now these numbers are very impressive because the previous gen had the 1.4 liter turbo petrol engine, and well, to be honest, that was really quite dull, and it really dulled the whole drive experience. This new one though is quite a gem. It really loves to rev. It's nice and sprightly. You get a strong power delivery. The engine has a lot of grunt. The new engine then has made amends. But with this new engine, is it now the car if you love to be in the driver's seat? Now thanks to that gain in power, it is a more fun car to drive this time round, but that has not left its characteristic. It still is a more relaxed cruiser. It is still a luxury car, unlike the 3 Series, which is a bit more powerful in the 330i spec and is definitely a bit more raucous than this one. This though, I think, has the perfect balance between the 3 Series and the S60. It just gets you enough grunt, but it also doesn't feel dull at the same time. It's just the perfect balance, and that is very appealing. Handling too is better, but is it the best? Alright, the engine is great, the gearbox is great, but what about handling? Never really been an Audi A4 forte, and with this one things are no different. I mean, honestly, I would love to say that, oh, on a winding road you wouldn't really enjoy this. But think about it, how many winding roads do you go on? And the ones that you do, it's not like this is horrible. You know, you still get a nice fluid steering. It's consistent, it's light, the body balance is good. There really is no understeer. I mean, there's a hint of it, but come on, nobody is hitting apexes in this car. And for what it is perfectly fine. So as much as I would have liked to say, oh, buy the 3 Series because it's, it has got lovely dynamics and it's just so poised, and the way the steering feels, it's unfortunately not the case. All these EPS systems, they are all about pretending to be connected to the car. It's a race of who pretends the best. It's nothing like the hydraulic systems out there. So if you are going to put down the A4 for the steering, I think you're making a mistake, because it really doesn't matter. It's nice, it's fluid, and well, when you are on a winding roads, as I am right now, there really is no problem. I see no problem with this one. Yes, the engine earlier was an issue and that has been sorted now. So unless you really are a BMW fanboy, you don't need to worry about that. Now this is where a lot of the A4 clientele find themselves quite often. The backseat is such an important place in a segment like this. You really can't leave it unnoticed. And well, the A4, of course, like I said, this is just an update. It's not an all new car. So it is very similar to what I had tested before. Space is not the best, but it is adequate. If you are someone who's over 6 feet, and if you have your chauffeur who's over 6 feet as well, which I have today. Vipul, what's your height exactly?
More than yours.
Yeah, he never fails to remind me that. But anyway, as I was saying, if you are on the taller side, you won't be terribly disappointed. The space is just about enough. You get decent leg room. You have decent headroom as well. And the under thigh support for one is quite good as well. The seats are nice and supple. They're comfy. They're soft. But the backrest is a bit too upright, and that can be a problem on long journeys. Apart from that, what you do get is a 3-zone climate control, which is a very neat addition. You also get these nice, quite unique little cup holders. Again, a very nice touch, and some space down here to keep your knickknacks. Now that's all well and good, but the ride quality is what shines through. You know, the A4 was always known for its plush and supple ride, and this one is no different. Small bumps and broken roads are taken care with ease, and for our city roads, this is absolutely spot on. However, it does have a problem, but it is a problem that is in the very near future. You see, BMW is all set to launch the 3 Series, the limousine version of it, which means the legroom will definitely be a lot more than this. And the S60 that Ramesh drove not too long ago, I managed to sample that for a while as well, and that also has significant room back here. So it will be a struggle for the A4 once those things come out properly. But until then, if you want a nice car, and like I said, if you're the sort that splits your time 60-40, this is a very, very worthy consideration. Well, if you like the video, let us know in the comment section what do you think of the A4. Do you think the updates are enough? And give us a like and share it with as many as possible.